Hey everybody, it's John. Before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know that this episode does contain spoilers for Obsession, Backrooms, and Shelby Oaks. The Obsession section starts at about minute 15, Backrooms at 24, and Shelby Oaks at 47. I hate spoilers, so wanted to give you a heads up before we jump in.
Hi everyone, we're back. Welcome to Cinema Activist. I'm your host, John Lyons, and I have two awesome guests with me here today. I have David Bostaph.
His first podcast.
It's his first podcast.
Very exciting.
And I've got podcast veteran, Aaron Madman Mook.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you both for being here. I also want to thank Jason and Nikki Lavery of Lavery's Brewing Company, and we are in their new building, which is called Centennial Hall. They have some awesome music events coming up I'd want to tell you about. So we've got on July 19th, Felicity. On July 20th, Dikembe. July 30th, Chirp. And July 31st, Allie the Piper. You can go to centennialhallerie.com to purchase tickets for any of their upcoming awesome shows. And it's a beautiful spot, right, gents?
It is a beautiful spot. Absolutely.
And also thank you to them for the beverages as well. So what are we talking about today, everyone? We're talking about what basically everybody's talking about in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, you sent the pitch, and I was like, oh, this is exciting. And then I saw like 100 think pieces come out. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to have to offer. But yeah, the YouTuber to horror pipeline, which actually might be more, if you were to switch it, I think it's less a YouTuber to filmmaker pipeline and more like these are filmmakers that just happen to have YouTube and get their start there, you know?
Yeah, so the interesting thing is that, we're going to talk mainly about Curry Barker, Markiplier,
Mark Fishbach.
Thank you. Kane Parsons, the Filippo brothers, and also Chris Stuckman. Is there anyone else recently that we are... you're going to the phone.
I would also talk about Kyle Edward Ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And David Sandberg.
Great.
And there's these guys called Radio Silence. I don't know if you've ever heard about them.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, Matt, and Rob.
Yep.
Yeah. Small guys right now. Still coming out.
I don't know how many news and stuff. But I would say that pretty much covers like everybody who's kind of broken through from YouTube.
Gotcha.
But I think David was the first one to actually do it.
Okay.
And
all right.
Tangentially stepping back,
just
one step further too, because this person did not have a breakthrough on YouTube, but their filmmaking feels very adjacent to what we're talking about. Jane Schoenbrun's basically the two films that we have.
Their new film's getting a lot of buzz.
Very, very, very excited. It seems like it was made in a lab for me. But the two movies that we have are very much movies about internet culture in a way. So while that person didn't have their breakthrough on YouTube, I think it's interesting. A lot of the interviews that you hear with these filmmakers talk about their relationship to the internet. And it feels, we'll get into it, but it just feels very interesting to me to see millennial and Gen Z filmmakers now kind of embracing Reddit and YouTube and all of these creepy, 4chan and creepypasta stuff.
Yep.
So,
yep.
So, which one do we want to start? I mean, the hot one right now is Obsession. Can I throw out just some general information? You all correct me if there's any stats that I'm throwing out or numbers.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Obsession, $750,000 budget. YouTuber Curry Barker, and it stars a Twitch game streamer, Indy Narvets. So Barker wrote, directed, and starred in 2024 horror movie Milk and Cereal, which I believe you have seen.
Yeah,
right?
And it's free to watch on YouTube.
Yep.
And that cost $800 to make.
Yep.
And it dropped on YouTube where 2 million views.
3.2 the last time I looked at Milk and Cereal.
Oh yeah, that's good. Just keep going through the roof.
His
right?
channel has 1.2 million subscribers, and the total channel has 659 million views total.
Okay.
I bet I'm curious. I would be curious to see the comparison numbers before and after Obsession on like Milk and Cereal.
Yeah,
It's under an hour long. So if folks
It
are
is.
like, I don't know, I'm interested. I don't know if I want to commit to a whole thing. You can start there. I mean, I think it's like 55 minutes.
Good call.
Yeah.
his movies all seem to like, you can see the stuff him playing around with what he does in Obsession. It's just Obsession, like,
It just taking the football and running with it.
yeah, man.
So it was acquired. So again, $750,000 budget is what's reported. It was acquired by Focus for $15 million. We're recording this on June 18th, which is about 6 weeks after the release. It made $18 million on its first weekend. The box office went up 30% in the second weekend. It now sits at 192 million domestic, 290 million for the world.
It just surpassed 300 million today.
Good. All right.
I literally saw the stat today. It's crazy.
Little ROI there.
Seriously, they added. They're adding more screens. It's at 3,000 some screens, which is its highest total.
Beat out Mandalorian and Grogu too.
That's crazy.
Which is like, yeah, really so crazy, and not even it's like, not to get into the weeds, but because I have a soft place in my heart for Star Wars and stuff too, but it is very interesting and exciting to see independent films and especially genre films start to beat out big franchise stuff. You know, it really makes me excited for the future.
That's kind
and
of
shows what audiences are wanting to go see.
for sure. What do you think? All right, we don't have to spend a lot of time on Star Wars properties right now, but like that's kind of where I reached out to both of you, is like, this film is doing better than Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars has been spending a lot of time on Disney Plus, right, for a while, and
Overstaying its welcome.
I didn't see the film, but I have seen some of the critique that it's like continued television.
Yep.
What you both have seen it?
No, I have not seen it. And
No.
actually, I will say, just I feel bad. I feel like I need to hand them a little bit of credit before kicking them down. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. My concern, probably the same with a lot of people who maybe haven't followed like the 8 TV shows on Disney Plus, is I was like, I don't know if I can see this as a standalone, or do I need to watch 4 seasons of television?
Yeah.
It seems like and if you saw it, maybe you can correct me, it seems like people have said, yes, you can see it, and it's
Right.
if you like it, if you're looking for it, if that's what you want in your life, then it might be worth your time. But it doesn't really seem to be as grabbing as you know.
Did you watch Rebels?
No.
Okay.
That was
So,
another
is
series.
Is it the cartoon series?
It was.
So I have seen like portions of it. I haven't watched the full thing, but I know a lot of people really have a lot of like reverence.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite Star Wars like series, if not media at all.
Okay.
For an animated, but also like Star Wars animation has been doing very well.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the new Maul series yet, but it got a lot of love.
For sure.
Okay. And I would watch the trailer for The Mandalorian, and I would see certain characters pop up, and I'd be like, oh man, look at that. I can't wait to. And I'd look over at my partner, Amanda,
Yeah.
and she's just like, what? Who? And I'm like, man, you have to sit through 4 seasons to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go see Obsession. Like,
For sure. For
it
sure.
was, there's too much heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, and so there's a combination of things happening then. It's like, number one, the amount of work that you have to do to potentially follow the new Star Wars movie. And then in addition to that, so what are our other options? Well, this movie's getting a lot of word of mouth,
Right. Right.
Let's give that a shot.
Yeah.
And you can just wait, like if you're already like programming your audience to watch these, like this property now, this
On
IP
streamers.
on
Yeah.
streamers, it's
Mhm.
like,
For sure.
I mean, I know what I'm gonna do. I couldn't get through the Mandalorian second season, so I'll probably watch the movie. I mean, the thing's cute. Grogu's
Yeah.
cute.
It's like a little Mogwai.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Joe
I thought
Dante
was
did-
cool. But
Joe Dante came forward and said they took my shit. they turned Yoda into a little Mogwai. But he's cute.
He's cute.
Yeah. It was
It was it was popular. I wonder if it's kind
So
of
was He-Man.
overstayed. All right. Well, we won't. We're not here to talk about those films. So, what do we want to say about Obsession, and why do we feel like? I mean, I feel like it's pretty straightforward with why these films are like having big openings. Is it's not like these filmmakers are coming out of nowhere. They are from Hollywood's perspective, right? They're just like, oh, this is the first thing that they've ever done, and it's like so huge. But it's like they've been doing stuff and building an audience for years,
right?
And then yeah, you've got your whole audience. That's the whole thing. When you're an independent filmmaker, they're like, who's your audience? You have to identify your audience. You have to promote to them months in advance. It's like, yeah, they've done the work.
Yeah.
They're not coming out of nowhere.
For sure.
So what did you?
Could you imagine if you had already had 659 million people already look at something that you had filmed?
Yeah, it's smart.
Get 1% of that to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The audience is completely baked in.
And it's a different kind of connection as opposed to Star Wars, because it's like, you know, this is an underdog that you followed up through their career, right? And this is their first big shot. So you're not going to wait for Iron Lung to land on YouTube. Like, you're going to go and see it because you want them to have a successful career.
You like this artist.
Yeah.
They're selling themselves more than the and this isn't to take away from the quality of the film, because the quality of the films we're talking about today for the most part are pretty high and enjoyable, but they're selling it's like you said, it's almost like when you buy into a band's new album or something, you're excited, you're looking forward to what they're doing. And it almost like, it makes me think too about, like, we've had a renaissance of horror over the past like 10 years, and now there are names that people look forward to, and they're like, oh, there's a new Ari Aster film, there's a new Jordan Peele film, there's a new Robert Eggers film. Now the marketing is going to be a lot of like, you know, from the twisted mind of Curry Barker, comes the new Texas Chainsaw movie, and that's interesting to me. It's
we need to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
What he's doing next.
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous personally. Like,
really?
We can talk about like what we thought of the film, but I think it's got some deeply misogynistic vibes, and I'm curious about him doing slashers.
I'm not allowed to swear.
Yes, you can swear. I'm very nervous about him doing slashers. I'm not sure if he has the maturity to handle certain material personally.
Do you have a soapbox? Can I get on it for a moment here?
Yeah, jump on it.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a slasher. Leatherface is not a Michael Myers. He is not a Freddy Krueger. This is why I think Curry Barker is going to knock it out of the freaking park.
Okay.
The last few Texas Chainsaw movies have been utter piles of, I'm not even going to use the word that I use.
Armadillo.
Armadillo.
Side of a Texas highway.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They focus on him being a killing machine.
Yes.
He's not.
I love the first film. It's the 20 ones after that are slasher.
The best. Okay, so think about the moments in that film that stand out. Ed in the back of the car, cutting his hand. You know?
The vibe.
How about Drayton?
Yeah.
Just driving in the car, poking the girl with the thing and like laughing to himself. We're talking about awkward interpersonal moments where you're feeling very nervous, which Obsession freaking nailed every moment.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he has it. Leatherface.
I hope you're right.
Leatherface is not the killer car. Leatherface is the wheel that comes off the car and hits the daycare.
When understanding the original material. Yes.
Correct. For sure. He's like the icon of a larger piece.
Yes.
And it's almost more of a folk horror movie. It's like a rural Americana folk horror thing going on.
The back row instead of the back rooms.
And the thing that always disturbs me about that movie, and it's the second, so we purchased a projector and we fired it up in my backyard. First movie we watched was Halloween 3. We had some friends over. Second movie we watched, it was a double feature. Second movie we watched was the original Texas Chainsaw. And the last third of that movie, the thing that always like disturbed me so much is it's like the audio. It's like the screaming more than like, it's not like what's really on screen. It's not really her tied to the chair so much as it's like these people are all yelling and talking over each other and she's just screaming. And there's like not a lot of discernible dialogue for the last like 20 minutes of the film. It's just pure terror and chaos.
I think, at that point, the most spoken word is grandpa.
Yeah, right, right, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
But it sounds like did you have less of a positive takeaway on Obsession?
I mean, okay, so
or more critique, I should say, maybe.
I mean, I have issues with how all of the women were handled in it, and I loved the actress, and I thought her performance was fantastic. I gave it probably like a 6 out of 10, personally, which isn't terrible, right? I thought that the male lead was super annoying, which I know that's what he was supposed to be, but I didn't connect with him on an emotional level. I didn't connect with that character. I connected with her.
Mhm.
And then, you know, it's basically like a slavery story, which was super fucking creepy. And I did like it. But then when I got out of the film, you know, the other girl getting her head bashed in and stuff, I'm not
Spoilers.
sure. Yeah, sorry. There's going to be spoilers. I guess I'll put that in.
I'm just gonna drop this brick here.
Yeah, I mean, it was well shot. It was well acted. I have no complaints about like the craft parts of it. I think it just comes down to I'm not sure that the message, I think it was a little muddied, and I felt like it was a little immature from a writing male standpoint.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Well, which I'll let David go first, but also to be fair, as somebody's first major feature too, or first, could say even like full length feature, might be something that you would expect from from somebody who's still kind of finding their footing.
But maybe you can tell us about Milk and Cereal too, and say if like, you know, if you feel like
Milk and Cereal is totally because it tackles, I don't know if it really tackles any kind of like social themes. It's really more of like a found footage psychological horror story, and so there isn't this, because you're right, Obsession is totally based around obsession and nice guys, and you know, thinking that they're the
is he a nice guy though?
But
no, he's not. He's the archetype of he thinks he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And you know, there's that really chilling moment in the movie, and I guess we'll already have a spoiler warning of something about it. There's that really chilling moment where her character breaks through because she's not in control of her body, and
that was great.
He says something along the lines of like, why wouldn't you just want to be with me? And she says, I've never been with you, even though he was having relations with whoever is controlling her body, just, you know, not long before that. And so I don't think anything like that is really approached in Milk and Cereal. I think that's more of a show of technical, like, I made this for $800, and it's for that it's great.
Okay,
it's
cool.
great.
I will check it out.
Yeah. I was gonna have you go first. I'll just be super quick.
Go,
I
run.
I loved Obsession. When I walked out of it, I was like, man, I don't know that I've ever seen something where it was so dark and uncomfortable, and also had moments that made me laugh out loud at the same time.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
funny.
Yeah, and it wasn't like distinctly a horror comedy either. It was more this like absurdity.
Mhm.
There's a point where they talk to the salesperson who sells the One Wish Willow at the store, and he's like very nonchalantly like, "Well, you could just kill yourself," like you know. And it's very funny. It's very dark. I felt like a frog in a pot of boiling water when I was watching it. But I have read some critiques since then that are a little more in line with yours. And I will say, less of a critique and more of just kind of an interest is, to your point, we do spend the whole movie. You kind of have to sign on being like, I'm spending the whole movie following this guy who is definitely not fun to watch or be around, which is kind of the point. But I think an interesting angle also would be to see that movie from the perspective of a character who is fighting to regain their bodily autonomy. And I don't know if I think about that, and I wonder if like what movies I'm missing, if we've seen, it's not really a possession movie, but those types of films where somebody is not in control of their physical being, and like
Possession.
Well, yes, for sure. But what it means to be just like fighting to break out of that. I would love to see that angle.
I think that goes right to Possession, actually, like that whole scene with her. Like that's it's basic possession, obsession, like in a nutshell.
Definitely had to have been an influence.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. The Curry does seem to know, you know, his
dad's a screenwriter too, which I don't know if you both know this, but he has a podcast.
Okay.
And he breaks down like the first 50 or 60 pages of scripts. He did do a breakdown on his son's own script, so
Okay.
I'm curious to see what
That's
he
interesting.
says.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
That's
But
interesting.
anyways, your thoughts?
So I loved it as well. But I think I'm going to disagree a little bit with your take
Please.
because I think, yeah, you are stuck with this person who you don't like, but
Yeah.
I think that's the point. And
Yeah.
I think the point is kind of turning that male gaze, the manosphere, toxic, whatever you want to call everything that's going to frick on right now, people who can't accept themselves for who they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On its ear and showing you the uncomfortable, pushes all your buttons and you give it a 6. Like that's what the movie was supposed to do.
Usually movies that push all, like say you take like a Michael Haneke movie or something like
I
that.
hate Michael Haneke.
Pushes
Continue.
all my buttons, makes me super uncomfortable, super pissed off. Like Lars von Trier too. Like
Okay.
I will rate them higher because
I will too.
I feel like they have more to say. This just felt like smaller, more immature. Like
Really?
a young 20-year-old that's trying to
grappling
date
with
girls.
these, but the screenplay is grappling with those things in a way that, yeah, it is coming from his point of view, but she has a lot to say.
She's
in
great.
What freaking happens to her the whole way through. And then that ending
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
where the rug pull, and then you're
Yeah.
like, well, what the hell happens next?
Right.
It's not good for anybody.
No,
Yeah,
no,
at
it's
all.
it's a lose all the way
Correct.
around. It's
Correct.
horrifying.
You
Yeah.
know, and think about Brick Girl for a second, okay? And what happens with her?
She has a name.
She represents everything that he was after. Correct.
Yep.
She is what he wanted from her,
Yep.
her the entire time, but he's too fucking stupid to see it.
Yeah.
And the moment he does, it's taken away from him by the mistake that he made. I think there's so much more there as far as because
I'm not saying it was terrible.
You know what? It's really
It just-
interesting.
It wasn't great
because I wouldn't even say I'm caught in the middle because I do really love the movie, but
yeah,
I want
give it
to.
like
I
an
want
8,
to.
9 out of 10 personally.
Yes, I'd give it a 9, and I'd like to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I think what's really interesting, and what with your insights and just watching it again with this in mind, I've seen some interviews where people have asked Curry Barker, are all of the wishes cursed? Like, if anybody who uses One Wish Willow, is there going to be a monkey paw situation? And he said no. He said, which makes me think he does know the material he's grappling with. He said his wish is just fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's why it has turned on him so badly. He asks the store clerk, can I use your wish? And the store clerk says, sorry, I already used mine. And he's doing just fine.
Right.
It's not this, which I think is really great because it's not this thing where it's like magically destined to screw you over. It's like this person just is toxic to the core. They think that they're a nice guy who does the right things and deserves. They have earned and deserve this person.
He knows what's best for her.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So
okay, well that's great. I can't wait to watch it again. Let's jump into Backrooms, if you're okay with that.
Mhm.
Okay, so Backrooms, $10 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a A24. Which actually, talking about like this branding of filmmakers, I think you were talking about before, we can thank A24 for that, really, because people have started recognizing the names of Robert.
They picked up Well, yeah, that's true. They did. They partner a lot with Eggers, and they partner a lot with Astor. And then they also, the movies that, not to spoil, but the movies that we're going to get to as well, they, picked out Talk to Me and then funded Bring Her Back. And so definitely.
A lot to thank them for finding these folks. Okay, so $10 million budget. This is YouTuber Kane Parsons. This is also his feature-length debut. He is the youngest filmmaker to lead a box office weekend. I did find it interesting, and in that case, a little, because I saw this film as more less adolescent in its approach, in my opinion, than Obsession. but people in the media kept saying like his age, his age was such a thing, and
He's
there were
20,
rumors
he's not old
that,
enough to drink.
right.
And then, yes,
Rumors about that there were other directors directing it, which is really fucking offensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Mark Duplass having to come in, step in
Right.
and say something on social media.
Good on Mark too.
Seriously.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And I just think it's crazy to think A24 wouldn't have some kind of, they're like, all right, we're giving this $10 million movie to a 20-year-old. We're going to get some executive producers in there that know what they're doing and have made some movies. Like, of course that's going to happen. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean
with
that they're
every
directing
movie.
the film.
right.
Yeah.
You know?
Every movie has problems. I'm sure like Spielberg and Scorsese, they have some people that are coming in and helping them out if there's something that's going on. Like, to say like, I don't know, that just really like put me off. So media, fuck off. So he goes by Kane Pixels, right?
Yep.
On
Yes,
YouTube.
that's his YouTube.
Rolling Giant, coincidentally, well, he says is his favorite that he's made, so everybody should watch Rolling Giant. So it had an $81 million US opening, 120 world, 3,500 screens at its max, which that's A24, the power of A24 now. At its release, around 86% of the audience was younger than 35, and more than half were under 25.
Yeah, when I saw, I was excited for this movie, but I was also, I had seen the original short and a couple of his stuff, his videos on YouTube, and I had a little bit of, not skepticism, just like weariness about this being based on an internet property in general.
Right.
I was like, this is kind of a thing.
Lore, internet.
Yeah, it's internet
analog horror.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and I love analog horror.
I do too.
For some reason, I was like, I don't like the idea of like one studio or guy kind of getting the definitive version of this thing.
Good call.
And so, but I was excited still, and I had a friend that was really excited. So we got
But you were
tickets.
nervous. You were a little nervous.
I was a little nervous. We got tickets for opening night. I was excited, and my buddy's a teacher, and he texted me and he said, "Hey, what time are we going to see Backrooms?" He teaches sixth grade. I said, "I got tickets for 7:20." He said, 30 of my students are going to the showing. They were 12. We got into the theater. We were ready to do the whole fake mustache glasses thing. We're like, we can just maybe scoot into the front. Maybe nobody will see you. We walk in. 6 kids immediately turn around and go, wow. You know? But you turn around, it's all kids that are like under 15 with a parent or guardian, which is very funny because the movie is not a fast moving film. It's like a psychological kind of thing. And I was imagining during the movie, I loved it. But I was imagining during the movie, like, oh, these kids might be really bored, but maybe 3 or 4 out of the 30 of them will leave and be like, now I'm going to go home and pick up a camera and I'm going to start making stuff, which made me love it even more.
Yeah, maybe both of these, talking about the audience makeup, like I now usually go to films, you might know this, on like either the Saturday very, very early screening or Sunday very early. And it's typically everything I see is like 2 seniors probably. And then it's usually like crickets out there. But going to both of these, like opening weekend early on, there were some older folks, but yeah, it was like about a dozen that early of like people that, are much younger than myself. And I was super happy to see that.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you go see it at both of these at the theater?
Yeah, I saw both of them in the theater.
And how was the makeup of the audiences?
Well, so I saw Backrooms kind of late.
Oh, okay.
So there wasn't a lot there.
Yeah.
Obsession was one that shocked me because I did go that second weekend.
Yeah.
And for a second weekend, that house was packed.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah, Obsession, like there was a lot.
It's almost got to be a reverse kind of situation because I think I saw Obsession the first weekend, but it was during the day. There was not a ton of people. It wasn't like it was like maybe half full. Like it was a fine showing. Wasn't a ton of people. But what I heard was that it continued to pick up steam. Whereas Backrooms, I saw that opening night and it was packed. And that maybe over time it's starting to maybe lose a little bit of steam.
It was funny because we were making plans to go see Obsession.
Yeah.
And I kept texting like, hey, why don't you come with us? Why don't you come with us? And I was talking with Sagan, and Sagan's like, well, we're going that night too. The whole front row was all people I knew.
Wow.
Because we all just happened to be like going
really
everything because of the word of mouth and everything.
And
like,
cool that the students are there.
Like,
people are into this stuff, which makes us all happy, right? As theater goers and fans of cinema. So after about 4 weeks after its release now, you can correct me if the numbers are wrong, both of you guys, but last time I checked, we were at 160 million domestic and 250
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
world.
Yep.
Occasionally, I would watch some creepy pasta stuff if I would notice it on my feed, but I had not watched like a lot of the source material here of Kane, but I did like the vibe of the trailer. Like I like both of the trailers for both of these films. This one I liked more personally. David's probably like, I'm not surprised. Maybe
I think I
When
did
art
too.
installations go
heady,
bad.
Yeah. I saw it as like a consumer culture I try and read shit into everything. Like it just, having these huge like strip mall style office spaces, with these bland walls and bland wallpaper that go on forever, and having like the all of our furnishings and things like sinking into it. Like I don't know. I connected personally on a level of like commentary on the horror found in strip mall kind of feelings and stuff
liminal
like that.
feeling.
Liminal feeling.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So I loved it. This I would give like probably an 8, I would say, for Backrooms. Where are you both at? What did you think? What were your thoughts?
So I've been watching Kane's stuff for a while, and I've watched the entire backlog.
Okay,
I'm thinking
OG.
you watched the 15-minute, like the Backrooms found
and then,
footage.
Yeah, and then sporadically beforehand, I started to watch, because you can watch all of his material in about 2.5 hours. I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I started to watch through it, and then I actually had a friend who had watched all of it stop me and was like, you should see the movie and then watch it afterwards, because we can have this kind of reverse experience.
Yeah.
It's like when I had never seen an Indiana Jones movie and I started with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh my!
On purpose, because I was like, I have a rare
I
opportunity.
mean, you can only climb the mountain.
Yeah,
right.
I said I have a rare opportunity to experience this with no nostalgic baggage, and let's see, how it works out for me. So, so I had seen a few handpicked pieces from there.
Okay.
Cool.
So I was a little underwhelmed by it.
Okay.
Because I think the found footage like moments in it where they are carrying the camera, those are the most effective. Okay. I think it spends far too long setting up the psyche of the characters.
Okay.
I feel like in the Backrooms movie, there's 2 problems. One, there is not enough of them. Like we barely so this kid who's 16 and is just, using Blender makes this thing feel vast.
Yeah, for sure.
And as an entity unto itself, where I feel like the movie was more focused on what was inside the Backrooms and how the Backrooms functioned. And it lost something there for me. Like
trying to like make it bigger, like you mean with the whole like
it almost feels like
scientist?
it felt smaller,
and it almost felt
it
almost feels like studio notey. Like we need to make this accessible to audiences by focusing on what's the deal with this crazy thing. Like how does this work? Like it's like kind of a little bit. And I don't think the movie goes that far at all. I'm glad that it does.
No,
it actually stops.
Thankfully,
I think it stops right at the perfect point of leaving questions unanswered, but. It feels a little bit like a light version of like, well, can we focus on like some kind of monster, and can we also like
we can't just have vibes only.
For sure. Yeah.
But that's a shame. Well, his series actually goes further into explaining what they are than the movies do. Like he's
then I'm
chipping away at pieces of the story by that Arc Corporation and what they're doing in there and what they were trying to use it for and everything. There's a lot there, but again, with anything analog horror, it's never spoon fed, or the best ones are never spoon fed.
For sure, of course.
Okay, it's just like, here's weird shit. And then
to your point, that's interesting because there's not a lot of analog horror films. There's like 2 that I can think of off the top of my head, and so
because they would be tough sells, but maybe this will be the first step into. If there's something else.
God.
Well, to have a typically long format thing, it feels like it's going to be the start of a new trend, probably. And
There will be very bad
You
ones.
got to wonder if they'll work the kinks out of this. Is typically a long format thing with a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of vibe based creepiness, for lack of a better term. How are we going to feed that to an audience that is maybe not used to this style of storytelling?
If we can engineer the audience to appreciate slow burns, that'll be a giant success. In my
I feel like
opinion.
analog horror does that too, because it denies you so much because of the limitations.
It holds back. You want to like look around,
right?
corner.
So everyone's like 5 minutes long, and like half of it is distorted VHS tape, and or bad news broadcast, which I'm sure local 58 dude's phone is blowing up. Right?
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
There's the end of the Blair Witch right there, where he's
always getting
corner.
a tease, but not the full thing, not the full piece.
It's like, man, that crack was weak. Let's get another hit.
For sure.
I love how I looked at my arm like I inject crack, but whatever. It's like
I feel like Blair. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think like Blair Witch. When I left Backrooms, I was like, that felt like a mix. That felt like I was watching Being John Malkovich. That was like injected with pieces of Blair Witch Project. And to your point, the found footage sequence in the middle of the film is probably the most. I thought the third act was very interesting and endearing as well, but that found footage sequence in the middle of Backrooms was probably the most really exciting and creepy portion of the film, when they go in and try to film and get proof and
down
things,
that chute.
Yes, and things go awry.
Yeah.
That was absolutely super, super effective. And I appreciated, that was something new that I hadn't really seen, was them going back and forth with the found footage and the narrative based storytelling.
Yeah, I just wanted them to go down further chutes and hit different levels of Dante's.
You wanted more rooms.
And instead, you said you got like a consumerism kind of vibe. To me, it was about...
It's like a landfill. Landfill.
Right, but it's a landfill of memories, and it's about the fallibility of memory and how that impacts you as a person. Like that, I love the big creature.
I did like the big pirate guy. That was totally unexpected for
polarizing.
me.
I also kind of like the pirate guy.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting. So I agree with you.
I was like, wow, this is bonkers, but I kind of love it.
This is just when I was Leonardo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when this happened during the movies. I was there's a needle drop in the movie when they show the main actress's mother in a mental institution psych ward. The artist is an ambient artist called The Caretaker, and the album that they played a piece of music from is called Everywhere at the End of Time, not to be confused with Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it's 6 albums, and it's a concept of dementia. So it starts off the first album. It's crazy. It's like, this is also internet lore. You can look it up. There's tons of YouTube video essays on it.
Thanks for sharing that.
The first album is it's all 1940s music. It's all very clear. And as you listen album through album through album, it starts to be half remembered and distorted and jumbled up things. So when that needle drop happened, I was like,
that's cool.
And I thought it was really cool. And I also thought it was perfect for a movie that, as you said, like half remembered, half forgotten. Like The Room is trying to remember what a room's supposed to be. And so things are oddly out of size and half sticking out of walls.
And as it does that descent, and the room just keeps changing until it's nothing. And there's nothing left. Like, it's like that memory is just completely lost.
Yeah, I loved it, David. Come on.
It's my favorite movie I've seen this year. I think
give it a 7.
I walked out.
Still good.
I walked out loving it, but it wouldn't have been like a 10 for me. But I think that piece of just walking out and seeing all of these kids coming through just made me. I was like, these kids' Letterboxd top 4 is gonna be like Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft movie, Backrooms, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah, it's their time,
which I think is so fascinating and interesting. I really enjoyed it. I
mean, like, growing up, Freddy meant one thing for us.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that anymore
for
this new generation.
True.
Well, we haven't seen Iron Lung, but let me talk a little bit about the financials of Iron Lung. This is a different kind of situation. So talking about successfully building your audience for a long amount of time, this had a $3 million budget that was self-funded.
Mm-hmm.
It was self-released. It was self-released on 3,000 screens, which is so much money.
Due to demand.
Due to demand, which can be shown. Like, if you can show to the theaters, like, hey, I want to rent out your places, and this is, you know, my audience that I'm bringing, an $18 million opening. Its total run was $41 million in the US, $50 in the world. It's now available exclusively on YouTube as of May 31st. In exchange for YouTube streaming exclusivity, YouTube agreed to make him an aggregator himself and to keep control of the film's distribution, which is huge. And for the physical release, Fishbach, is that his name?
Yeah.
Fishbach printed DVDs and Blu-rays in his own home rather than selling them through a third-party manufacturer. So this guy is like business smart.
So here's the thing. Okay, so Markiplier, okay, he's a streamer. He's been doing what are called Let's Play, okay, which is basically he's playing a game and you get to watch him play through that game, okay. Let me give you
Twitch too, or
yes, but I feel like YouTube's his main audience. So
An
I gave
Iron
you
Lung video game adaptation, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
So his channel has 38.7 million subscribers. Okay. You want to hold on to something? The total views for his channel is 23.6 billion.
That's crazy.
That's how you can say 3,000 screens.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because I was one of the people who went on and was like, yeah, have I watched Mark on stream? No, ever in my life.
Yeah.
Do I know of him? Yes. Do I know, like, I watched like his parasocially, you know, but like he had cancer at one point and like had some health problems. He's always been on the right side of the streamer sphere and everything. Very much universally beloved.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
One of his biggest playthroughs to this day, which has, hold on.
That's incredible.
His Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough from 2014 has 129 million just on that one. Just watching a dude play a video game.
That's skill. That's talent.
Exactly. He's already been editing these together. So we already have that.
Yeah, he wrote, directed, starred,
And edited. Yeah, it's crazy.
Here's a point I want to make though. He's made this movie twice. That playthrough. He already has experienced everything that main character has experienced. Think about playing a game, and especially like a horror game where you are in a POV. Every jump scare, every reaction, it's real for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is he like narrating as he goes through? I don't watch a lot of Twitch stuff,
because he's just he'll be like, I think maybe we'll go over here and try.
He's hanging out.
You know,
he's hanging out with the
right. He's
folks.
talking to his stream.
Yeah.
But
he's a man of the people.
You look back through that stream, and there's so much to pull from. It's like a super read through of the entire narrative.
That's fascinating.
He also worked with the guy who created the game.
That's cool. That's cool.
And like had his blessing and everything. So he got to also pick through all that and everything.
Yep.
I have some major issues with the movie itself. He is a first-time filmmaker.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of indie films over the years, especially Backyard. A Backyard, you know, you have too.
Yes.
Sure
Judges for the Erie Horror Fest.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, 5 minutes into this movie, you'd have been like, yeah, this plays at the fest. Like, it's not even a question of the quality.
Oh, wow.
It's pacing.
For
It's
sure.
first time editing. It's not being able to let go of, you know, this moment or that moment.
Yeah.
Is it really moving the narrative
He
forward?
starred, wrote, directed, edited it. So it's like,
And
yeah,
it's
this is all him.
solid, and it is a solid, I would say 6. But that's huge if you've
That's great.
never made.
Right. If you've never, and especially with video game adaptations, kind of notoriously not being well received, or even being maybe necessarily faithful adaptations of the material.
Yeah.
You know?
So he completely knocked out of the park, especially all the parts that he like played in its production and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And then so smart with the way that he's distributing it. And
Yeah, that piece is really cool. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, he's doing everything. He's cutting out the middle men in like every situation. Like he's gonna be breaking in the dollars.
he already is. Do you know what
He
these streamers like?
self-funded the
I'm
thing.
sure,
like,
I'm
holy
sure.
shit.
What's his name? PewDiePie
Yeah,
was one of the top paid entertainers in the world for how many years?
for sure.
And that now he didn't end up on the right side of history, but you know,
We don't talk about.
Yeah, we're not.
no,
we're
but
not
let's
going
say
into
let's say someone you know his cat. Oh, what's his name? Jacksepticeye.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
another one.
yeah.
He is doing the animated Bloodborne movie.
I did know about this. For whatever reason, the first article I read about that, I thought there was some insane piece of like Guillermo del Toro's like producing this or something, and I cannot for the life of me. I feel like I've been Mandela affected. I can't find that information anywhere.
Oh wow!
But
okay.
but that is fascinating because Bloodborne is very Lovecraftian, and a
Oh,
lot
wow,
of folks
cool.
love that world.
Mhm. And are hungry for more, as there's never been another one.
Yeah,
You know, Souls games are in themselves extremely popular, but that one, you know, it hit kind of a special nerve with a lot of people, and they really love it, himself included.
for sure.
And you know, now he's throwing his weight, and I believe Jack was involved in Iron Lung in some ways too. So you know, these guys all have baked in audiences,
Right.
and it's just
How long is he? Do you have any idea how long he's been doing this? Like how old?
Oh,
his
Jack?
No, the Marky.
Oh, Markiplier.
Yeah,
Mark has been since 2012
Okay, that's solid. That's
on Twitch. He has
Ah.
2.3 million.
dozen
Going on
years
15
before you
years.
make your
Going on
new-
15,
yeah,
yeah.
your first film. Okay,
So he's not huge on Twitch.
right.
He plays on there sometimes.
Yep.
It's the YouTube that like, and as you can see, he's paying it
Insane.
back to them as well
Yeah,
by being like, yeah, we'll just put it on here.
yeah, yeah. Incredible.
It is in a weird way. It's almost like regional filmmaking, but instead of the region being like
Right.
your area, it's
Mhm.
the internet. It's the whole internet.
Right.
And to your point earlier, you bring your whole audience with you. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of this built-in, baked-in, I'm gonna have support
Yeah.
regardless, you know.
I wanted to get into Shelby Oaks, and then we can talk about, like, if we want to talk about the Filippo brothers or whoever else we want to talk about. But Shelby Oaks was like the next most recently released one, right?
Which is a weird twist because up to this point, we've talked about people who have been pretty much entertainers themselves.
Yeah.
And he's a film reviewer, right? A film
He's
critic
a
on
critic-
YouTube.
Yeah, he's a critic.
Yep.
Yep.
So Shelby Oaks, okay, so this one's a little complicated. It was the highest ever Kickstarter raise
Mhm.
for a horror feature.
Yes.
It made 1.4 million gross on Kickstarter. But any of you listening to this that has ever done a Kickstarter campaign, there are fees. Then you have backer rewards, which you have to pay for shipping and other things for. So Neon then came in to help for the reshoots, and the reported total budget is $1 million plus, from what I could find.
Really? Okay.
It's
That's
still
what-
really low.
Yes. So we're talking about Chris Stuckman, who, shout out to Chris Stuckman, has been at the Erie Horror Fest, and it was awesome to meet him. Aaron B. Kuntz, also a veteran of the Horror Fest, came in with early producer help. And then Mike Flanagan came in later as an executive producer. It reached 1,800 screens max, so much lower than the films that we're talking about. In its run, it made $4.5 million in the U.S. and $8 million worldwide on roughly a $1 million budget. So not, it feels like he's kind of forgotten in this conversation a little bit,
For sure.
but like
For reasons.
But Shelby Oaks was like, that was a huge story for independent filmmakers to have a film reach that level of support again, thanks to leveraging his base on YouTube with such an amount on Kickstarter.
Mhm.
So Shelby Oaks, what are our thoughts on Shelby Oaks?
I know nothing of Chris Stuckman really at all. So that was when I read that he was a film critic, it was fascinating to me. And I was like, obviously I don't think 100% that the skill set is definitely going to translate, but you never know. I'm sure he's knowledgeable and has seen a lot of horror. So I actually heard quite a few negative reviews going into it. I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it at home when it was on VOD. And I thought that it was better than I was expecting based on what people were saying, but definitely wasn't in love with it. I think the pieces are there. Some of the pieces are there. It felt like there was connective tissue that was missing. It also felt like I've seen a couple of films like this. A Quiet Place Part 2 comes to mind as well, where it felt like there was an entire third act sequence or ending to the film that was like chopped. It was like it was totally missing any kind of conclusion, not in a way that is intriguing, like there's questions left unanswered, but more like it feels like there's a piece of this that's missing. I thought that like he clearly knows. I think it was well made in the sense of like it looked good. It had the moments that are supposed to be creepy or scary. Had a little bit of Rosemary's Baby in it, had a little bit of Osgood Perkins in it, but it also kind of felt like a by the numbers take on that type of material. That being said, if he were to continue pursuing filmmaking, I would certainly look into whatever he does next. I didn't hate it the way some folks did.
I will say, I didn't hate it either. I probably am in the 6 range for Shelby Oaks. I was a little disappointed. I did, same like you, I felt like there was something missing, and I do wonder, like, after reading that Neon kind of came in and helped out, did some reshoots. I wonder if there were some things that...
Well, it's another film that also, interestingly enough, and I didn't think about this when we mentioned it about Backrooms, but it's another film that starts... Backrooms doesn't do it this way, but Shelby Oaks starts found footage, and there's a sharp left turn, almost kind of like a twist or reveal, where the second and third act are narrative, your normal kind of narrative camera stuff.
Oh, the thing I did forget is he had a whole series that he did on YouTube. So he did the review thing, but he also did that. What's the series that's in the movie? It's Paranoids.
Paranoids.
He did a whole series of that on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Which he maybe used as a marketing tool to lead into the film. I can't remember which came first, but so he also had some established found footage kind of stuff that he set up as well. But I'm not sure it quite translated for me as far as I did feel it was lacking. There was something that was lacking.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that the found footage stuff really gelled well with the live action footage, in my opinion.
I'm trying to, it's hard because I'm easy to please. I love watching movies. I just love watching movies, even bad ones. And so there's a piece of me that's like, well, he's a first-time filmmaker. But then there's also this other piece of me that's like, yeah, but you have the benefit of the doubt of this huge audience, and Neon came in and did their thing, and you're playing with the big boys now. So it's when it's, like I said, I would watch another feature by him. I didn't dislike it that much, but I also feel like it's fair to critique and say there were some things that did not work for that film.
Filmmaking is hard. Very, very hard. And I can't really think of a lot of critics, maybe just Godard and like that whole group.
The French New Wave.
Those are
those guys.
Critics
Ebert turned into a screenwriter. Bogdanovich.
Yeah, okay. But as far as like stepping behind the camera and like directing, and I guess Bogdanovich produced and stuff too. But there's not too many. There's not too many like big critic success stories other than like the French New Wave and some of the like craft musicians. What were you gonna say, David? What are your thoughts on Shelby Oaks?
Why do I feel like it's gonna be even more positive than our glowing reviews?
I have my notes here from watching it that night.
Mine was not a negative review, I would say. I
absolutely hated the flip from found footage because to me it was marketed as such. All the paranoid stuff. He actually even had some other YouTubers who cover like analog horror kind of go through and recap those.
Oh, okay.
And so it was kind
Okay.
of trying to expand his audience a little and everything.
It's an interesting
So-
move for if a stronger film attempted it and was able to pull it off. It's an interesting
Correct.
move to pull the rug, but I agree with you. I get it.
Not only the moment did it change from what was going to look like a found footage or mockumentary, cinema verite, whatever you want to call it. It lost me, but then it insulted me when I had to watch a woman watching the movie
Oh, yeah.
that I wanted
That was a bit.
to watch.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying. Yeah, that's a
That's
good
funny.
call. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Watching someone watch a found footage. And it was like, now you were stuck between this family drama, melodrama versus then like, so there's a found footage series called Horror in the High Desert.
I love horror in the high desert.
You will hate them.
Okay.
Okay.
Won't be out.
That's
The last one's the weakest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
they are shot in a mockumentary style and it's all presented in this testimonial
Mhm.
way that I am like, talking head. Yes.
It's like a true crime doc.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's like a fake true
Alright.
crime doc, but with this high strangeness
Correct.
thing going on. And there's enough questions that it feels almost like analog horror. The mystery keeps stringing you along with like, it's not specifically a ghost or a monster. It's just
Mhm.
kind of this weirdness happening in the
Hmm.
valley.
Yep. Oh,
It's
I'm so
cool.
glad you've seen it
I love
because
it,
I am
yeah.
a slut for those movies.
I know. And even with the last one being the weakest, I'm like, whatever. I don't
Well,
care.
whatever
Put it out.
Minerva
I'll put it out.
or
I'll
Mantis
watch
or whatever they're going to
Yep.
call it is going to be. I mean, they're what, usually between like an hour 15 to an
Yep.
hour 20
Yep.
with 5 minutes at the end. That is,
Yeah.
weird butt clenching. I'm watching at 2 a.m. Oh my God,
Yes.
But I just
I'll have to
sat
watch
through
one
some of the
and-
most banal
Yeah.
filmmaking,
Yeah.
but because I'm so invested in it,
Yep.
because of the way it's done,
Yep.
that it
Hooked
just
you.
works.
I
And
agree.
where Shelby Oaks went away from it was he went right into this melodrama that instantly I was like, who the fuck cares?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so many cliches. Oh my God. Like, stop with the thrumming of the deep piano and strings and shit when you're trying to creep me out. Like, it just it was
Too many
it was
homages.
bad. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh damn.
God, no,
That
like
hurts.
seriously,
That hurts.
because like that shot of the prison where it was like PS1, and then
Oh yes, that was okay.
she
yes,
just
that
pulls
was-
up to this old
rough.
abandoned prison, and I'm like, let me just walk in here, lol. Like, there's no like,
Yeah.
and then those
Got it.
fucking dogs look
Yep.
like crap.
They do look bad.
Like the hellhounds coming out of nowhere, and I'm like, no, I don't. I want dude in a corner and screaming. I don't want CGI fucking dogs trying to kill me.
yeah, there's
Like, just
I have like a critique of Osgood Perkins, which I enjoy. I see the movies he puts out. I enjoy all of them to an extent, but it seems to be an ongoing thing that I don't love, specifically with his writing, not his directing, because the movies all look great. They have those moments, but there always seems to be this thing of like, wouldn't it be weird if that happened? Wouldn't that just be like super weird and super left field? Let's just throw that in there. And it's like there's stuff in Long Legs that it feels like, and I know a lot of people love that film and I think it's really interesting, but it's like there's stuff in that movie that feels disconnected, like it's there just for like weirdness for weirdness sake. I sometimes
not motivated.
yeah, I call it like
necessarily,
bonkers horror.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
feels like this new subgenre that's a little bit related to the A24 Neon thing, and I love the movies those studios do, but it feels like kind of this thing that where people are like, we just want to see like the weirdest left field thing that you could put on screen. It might have nothing to do with
Yeah.
the central plot of Long Legs being this esoteric serial killer, but we're gonna have some really weird like black smoke is gonna come out of this thing's head, and
Just because it looks
know.
cool or
Yes.
it's so random.
and
Yeah.
yes, that it feels like that in horror form,
yeah,
and
that's risky.
it sucks because the filmmaking itself is really well done and it looks really good and it is creepy, but it doesn't always work for me if it's not anchored in the film's rules or universe. It doesn't work for me, and I think that that's how Shelby Oaks felt like to me as well.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. They're just throwing spaghetti.
It's
at
not
the
really
wall,
playing
and then
by
they
any
put
kind
it
of
in the pot.
in-universe rules or logic.
Yeah.
It's just exactly.
I didn't feel that much about that with Long Legs as I did with the monkey.
The monkey. I
I
like the monkey more.
I
than
did not like the
Keeper
monkey.
or Long Legs, but I enjoy. I do like the Osgood Perkins stuff. I like all of it to an extent. It's just there's always something that keeps me
See,
from
the
loving
monkey
it.
felt way too random to me, where I felt like I just on a vibe level,
For
as
sure,
we
for
mentioned
sure.
before, I just kind of settled in with Long Legs, and I kind of like, started drinking the Kool-Aid.
Definitely way different than, not the same as Shelby Oaks when we talk about pulling the rug out narratively.
Yeah,
But I think that the make or break point in Long Legs is because it wasn't marketed as this at all. When the psychic element is introduced, like 20 to 30 minutes in that movie, where you're like, the protagonist has this kind of psychic ability. It's not just like a Silence of the Lambs thing.
right.
You either kind of get on board, and I've got a lot of friends that do, and I get it. I want to get on board. I'm not like, it's not even one of those things where I'm like, this is bad. It's just kind of, for whatever reason, it doesn't grasp onto me the way I wish it did, but I get it. I wish I liked it a little bit more than I did, you know?
Yeah.
Did you guys,
I wish I liked Shelby Oaks better.
I was going to mention Long Legs 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's interesting.
But then also, we mentioned Possession earlier. They're remaking Possession.
Yeah.
Nervous about that.
I'm nervous about it too. Margaret Qualley got the
I love Margaret
sign-off.
Qualley.
And I think she's really
She
good.
can dance.
I still feel like nobody can touch that original performance.
No.
And so I hope that there
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I hope there's an attempt to just do it in a way that is successful and not like completely tries to do the same thing, or, you know.
It's always risky when you take something like you know, when they announce like Suspiria is getting remade,
Right.
you know, the pitchforks
But
come out.
I did enjoy that one personally.
But you know, it's
a
like
different
apples
movie.
and
Yeah,
oranges.
it's a totally
different movie. That's one of their horror fest.
That's the way to do
persons.
it.
That's Alyssa's favorite movie.
Yeah, that's the way.
God, yeah, I can see why.
It feels like a Von Trier movie
It
more than
does,
more than
does,
anything
yeah.
else, you know.
Let's. I want to give a little time to Danny
For
and
sure.
Michael Filippo and Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, which I liked. Talk to Me, but I thought Bring Her Back was great.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
agree with you. I think they're both good films, and I finished Talk to Me, and I was like, that was good. And then I watched Bring Her Back, and I was like, wow, they're the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fantastic. Emotionally, just really great at crafting. I know you're supposed to hate her, but also there is an emotional feel at the end of that movie where I was like, they somehow managed to tug at my emotions and heartstrings.
Being a parent.
Yes. Well, and that changed for me too. So that
It does.
that changes things too. But you're like, this is the worst person in the world, and yet I still feel.
Get it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but man, I kind of feel for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I thought Talk to Me, it was solid. I enjoyed it. Up until the ending. I thought the ending kind of just like petered
Kinda
out
just did
for
its
me a
thing,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yep.
Definitely not the case with Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring Her Back just kicking
Full way
me in the
through.
balls
Yeah.
the whole way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
any stats on their stuff, but I'm going to assume it's successful.
It was successful. 90 million for 95 million for Talk to Me, 40 million for Bring Her Back, which was a little more than twice the budget. So I don't know what the numbers are that. I know sometimes I hear it's you have to make twice as much, you have to make 3 times as much in order for something to be successful.
Right.
But Talk to Me for sure was a smash success.
Yeah.
And I think there's a kind of this weird thing too. We just had a film screening where we showed The Old Dark House, and we were talking about how it was it was forgotten a lot of times because it doesn't have an iconic monster attached to it.
Mm.
And I think it's interesting. A24 is like branding and marketing. They sell funny stuff on their website. Talk to Me has this iconic, the hand, and you can buy like physical copies of the hand.
Yeah.
I think it's either an incense holder or it's a marijuana smoking device.
Yeah.
But they sell that on the website. I don't know if Bring Her Back has anything that like an artifact that's tangibly like we're gonna bring this to life. They sell like Midsummer.
Oh, I love the little
stuff.
house incense burner.
Mhm. Pearl has Christmas ornaments. They have Pearl Christmas ornaments, that kind of thing. But I think that's kind of interesting.
Raka Raka, 6.88 million subscribers, 1.18 billion views.
Yeah, and they do like
So crazy.
like
Comedy horror.
stunt stuff too,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
different vibe
Backyard
than these
wrestling.
films, like for
Yeah.
sure. So their upcoming
Ronald
is-
McDonald Tastes Burger King has 92.5 million views.
That's
Okay.
oh man.
Damn.
And
Classic
then they,
canon works. In about 40 years, we're gonna get a Criterion release of the early
Isn't
films of them, and it's gonna have Ronald McDonald Eats a Burger King on
Oh
it
my
in
God.
4K transfer.
So just so you both know, if you didn't already, their next is Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Which, yeah, I hope that you know, it raises the bar on the first one.
Yeah. I would like. I some movies I want a sequel for. Some other movies. It's not like I don't want Talk to Me. I feel like it'll probably be really good because I think that they're great. I would love another just original premise from them.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mhm.
I kind of feel that way about Backrooms too. I know that he's already talked about expanding that universe, and that's cool. But I've seen what he can do. Everybody online has seen what he can do with an existing IP, or maybe not an IP, but this existing lore
Yeah.
for over 3 years now. So now I'd love to see. What
Well,
he
and
can cook up
with
that.
two different ones, because Rolling Giant is a completely
That's an original.
different
Yeah, for
analog,
sure.
you know, offshoot that he's been doing, and it's good. Like,
Yeah,
I
it is
enjoyed
good.
it. So
It's very weird. It's good.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
he's taking these odd, like the Backrooms was not his creation.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
he just, you know, there's that picture that popped up on 4chan with the block, you know, very creepy pasta esque. But then he ran with it.
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
talented.
Man, don't fuck with people who know how to use Blender.
Seriously. And they used it a lot on the big budget film,
Mhm.
right? Like he blendered out all the environments
Because
and
he
then
had
handed
already
them in.
like
he knows what he's
mastered the
doing.
way to
Yeah.
make it look and everything.
Yep.
Like
I had a
that's
friend.
incredible.
I had a friend trying to explain the impressiveness of the scope of that to their mom, and their mom was like, "I don't know what Blender is."
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, good.
Sounds
point.
like he made a good movie. I don't know. You
Good
know.
point.
But no, I yeah, Talk to Me. I mean, I'm sure Talk to Me will be. I would be shocked if it was not good. I think that they've done so well with the first
Mhm.
two films that I would just love to keep seeing original.
For sure.
Again,
premises.
Talk to Me was okay. You know, well, no, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Bring Her Back
Fun.
was another level.
Yeah,
up.
it sure was.
Yep.
To me, it's not disappointment, but it's like, well, we're circling back down to
Right.
the thing that I was, you know, I enjoyed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good movie, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as exciting as that. So yeah, to me, if they would have announced a new like IP,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have been a little more excited than like going back to.
I will say they might be. It might. I don't think typically I would say that's like probably what the studio ordered or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case because A24 continues to give Ari Aster original premises, even though his movies tank over and over, and I love them to death. The thing is, I am like probably the biggest Beau is Afraid fan that exists.
Yeah, that's a
And
good one.
I thought Eddington was a real hoot, and now his new movie sounds like it's going to be inspired by Jake Paul and Erica
Crazy.
Kirk and all these people, and so it seems like he's going to continue doing this kind of satirical, dark, maybe thriller thing. And I love it, and I hope A24 keeps giving him money, even if it doesn't
right.
do the best in theaters. I like seeing him handle weird original material.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
A24 understands the life cycle of a cult film. So, you know,
For sure.
there are a lot of people who watched Beau is Afraid and went, what?
Yeah.
And then there's people who are like, oh man, I can't wait to own the 8 disc version of that with, you know.
Yeah, they do their own physical distribution,
Right.
and when you get
Yeah.
because there's a membership for
Yep.
this club.
AAA.
I certainly don't have the money to join it, but I know some folks online that were like, "Hey, they're having a sale. If you want
Yeah.
something, I'll order it for you." And when I got the I saw the TV Glow release, which was the first one I got. It opens up. It's really nice. It's got this like cardboard case with alternate artwork. It opens up, pulls out. There's my Eddington release has like postcards, like
Yeah,
customized
very
postcards in
well
it.
done.
It's very
Lighthouse
cool.
is a beautiful, very long
Package and stuff.
Yep.
So
Midsommar. What else do I have of theirs? Brutalist.
yeah.
Yeah, they do. You're
Yeah,
right,
they
do good-
they put
good
like
stuff.
I think physical media collectors probably to some extent, put their money back into A24
Yeah,
and
they
continue.
know
to get,
their audience. They charge Criterion prices. for
They
their-
definitely
for their
do.
stuff.
But as long as you're getting that care
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
packaging and the quality, like Criterion, you know what you're
For
getting.
sure.
So, you know,
For sure.
you're going
Yep.
to pay it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about Kyle Edward Ball real quick?
Yeah, please go.
So,
go.
I'm sure you never saw Skinamarink.
It's been in my queue forever. I did not watch it. Damn.
You've watched it.
I've watched it. I have big feelings about it.
I have big feelings about it too.
I'm scared because we usually don't agree on stuff. I'm scared.
So here's my take on Skinamarink. Okay, it is an important movie. I think it's what has really allowed this rolling ball to gather moss at this point. Okay, it was the momentum that pushed, because right after it is when Kane got signed. Okay.
And when I said I can only think of 2 liminal horror movies, this is the other one. It's Backrooms and this. After you mentioned Blair Witch, arguably that could probably be one of the first even though it's not liminal spaces, it's very much has that DNA.
Yeah, that disorienting.
Skinamarink, after watching that, and Backrooms, both films, I was like, I felt Blair Witch in there.
Skinamarink is a movie that I will talk about forever. I will probably never watch it again. Okay. It is so unique and interesting, and it is an experience.
Yeah.
Andy Warhol shooting. Was it him that shot Empire?
Yeah.
How long was that? 24 hours?
Yeah. Long time.
At
least
building.
one day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is this movie, but you are trapped in a child's body in a house of hell.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You watched it. When you watch this, I want it to be 2 a.m.
Okay.
I want no lights on. I want no lights on,
right.
and your audio.
Yes, that's the ideal set.
All the way up. You need to immerse in this.
I will then have the head.
Oh, there you go. Because when you watch this film and it's bright out and you have distractions, and it is not going to speak to you.
No chance. There's no hope.
There isn't.
There's no hope.
You are going to be bored because you're like, why am I staring at the corner of the room?
Yeah.
Got it.
And you're not going to be thinking about what you're not seeing and everything.
All right, I will watch it. I told you probably 4 years ago or whatever that I would watch it. I will watch it.
You know, I said, I'm like,
what's his fault? What's their fault?
So
it was an expansion.
It's not as expansive because what happened with him was something completely unique. So Bite Size Nightmares, which is his YouTube channel, has only been around since 2015, 54.7 thousand viewers.
Okay.
1.45 million views. Heck, which is kind of like
the proof of concept.
Exactly.
It's a 25-minute short film version of Skinamarink, which a lot of people prefer. I prefer Skinamarink. A lot of people say Heck is like, that's the one because it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Modern attention spans.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Has 731,000 views. Okay. Now, what happened with Skinamarink was it played at
a big fest.
Fantasia?
I'm trying to remember.
I think it was Fantasia that it played at. And what happened was the people who bought into it and were able to feel what that movie wants you to feel, okay, got freaked the fuck out. And they went right to Reddit and social media, and they were like, dude, I just shit myself in a theater. I just saw the scariest goddamn thing. And there's such an appetite. And I know you feel this, and I know you feel this from time to time too. Okay. But you want to be disturbed. You want to be scared. I'm constantly craving that. I want something to push my buttons. And so sometimes I end up watching shit and I'm like, why did I?
Right. It's mark of shame.
I feel really dirty right now. You know,
I got to take a shower and I didn't even get
I
scared.
didn't want to watch this, but I was looking for that feeling, and especially among horror fans. So when you have people, and more than one, say, this is the scariest freaking crap ever. It started this kind of cascade effect where people were like, well, I've got to see this. I've got to see this. For sure. And then viewing started blowing up when it did happen.
Okay,
And
that's a
then
good word of mouth. That's a solid
festival.
That's the value of the festival right there.
It is, but it's also the value of somebody getting your fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a difficult one to get to.
Are they making it? Do we know if they're making another thing?
They are. They have a script done.
Okay.
I would be interested if folks who watched Backrooms and enjoyed not the background talky parts, which isn't bad. That's just part of that film's DNA. But the people that really keyed in on more the liminal space aspect of it, I'd be curious if those people either haven't saw it or they did and it wasn't for them. If they were to revisit it, if it would click differently.
Got it.
Wait, hold on. Let's circle the wagon back around. Skinamarink. So you gotta give me some.
I outside of Kyle Edward Ball, I am probably the number one Skinamarink fan.
Okay.
I love the film. I saw the teaser when it came out and thought that aesthetically, I was just like, it's interesting. It looks like analog horror, and I haven't seen really a film version of that. And so I went in with like I was like interested, but there was no like real hype level for me. I didn't see any of that stuff. I was just like, I'm gonna watch this movie. And I did watch it. It's so funny. Like it was optimal for me because nobody told me to do it. I just watched it one night with the lights were off.
Yes.
Turn the volume up, and it scared me like in a way that I like hadn't felt scared in a really, really, really long time. When I was going upstairs to my bedroom, I was afraid of something grabbing my ankles kind of thing.
That's great.
And so I just really, really like, it is not a narratively traditional film. I totally understand why it doesn't work for people. It really works for me. I've watched it a handful of times now. I ended up getting the physical release and watching it with Kyle Edward Ball's commentary.
Okay.
He seems just like really funny and really sweet, and jokes a lot about how he gets really hung up on in one scene. Because it is, as you said, it's kids trapped in a house. Their parents disappear, the windows and the doors of the house disappear, and they're just stuck there.
Damn.
And there's Legos, there's kids' toys, there's Legos and stuff, and there's a single orange brick separator that was not introduced until like 2011, even though the film takes place in 1996.
Okay.
And when you're watching with the commentary, he's like, that fucking brick separator. Like, it's really hung up on it. But I love it. It feels like like the same way that I would think maybe seeing Blair Witch. Blair Witch not being the first found footage film, but being maybe the first that got this word of mouth spread and people went out to go see it. That's how I felt watching Skinamarink, where I was just like, I don't think I've seen something like this before.
Oh man, you guys have me so excited.
And it's the polarization thing is a bug, or it's a feature for me, not a bug. I think it's really interesting when a movie comes out and is so bold that some folks really loathe it, and some folks it really clicks like on a deeper level with them. So for me, it works. But that being said, when I don't get hot-headed or upset when people don't like it, because it's a very distinct, slow kind of mood piece.
Okay,
for sure.
I'll take your
That's
advice.
what makes it challenging, though, because it's not the Goonies. You can't just pop it on in the middle of the day and be like, I'm going to sit here and watch Skinamarink and drink a beer, because to truly appreciate it,
be in the right
it
environment,
really does.
the right headspace.
And that's why I'm like, I can't be dismissive. I'm glad that
it's like an art exhibit more than like a movie.
Much.
Yeah, it's like something you'd go to an exhibit and see. Like they control the environment.
And it's crazy that it ended up getting the distribution and making the money
that's
it
cool.
did.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for bringing it up for sure.
Yes,
thanks
I was
putting in the.
I was going to mention it earlier when we were talking Backrooms, and I forgot. So I'm glad that you circle back to it. It's one of my favorites.
Do you want to give any last impressions? Personally, I'm just excited that the youths are coming back to the cinema.
Yeah.
And I think this is a exciting potential. That I hear that, they're scouring Reddit and stuff, Hollywood, they're late to
and
things,
and that I don't love.
Yeah.
Hollywood always, it's that case of sometimes maybe doing the right thing for the wrong reasons, where you're like,
I'm going to learn the wrong lesson.
Yeah. CEO Moneybags is like, we gotta find more no sleep stories and adapt them. And I'm like, I don't. And also with you, it's like there's got to be some quality control. And I don't want to sound like dismissive or skeptical, because the movies we talked about today are largely really solid and exciting and are promising. But you get worried about Hollywood doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. And you're like, oh, are they just going to start plucking YouTubers and being like, let's give him Friday the 13th. Let's give him, I want to see PewDiePie do Tetsuo the Iron Man. Let's give him
okay, I might actually care.
Well, yeah, I would be curious what it looks like, but there's always kind of the flip side of like, I just hope with moderation, I hope that it's a good thing. It's very exciting right now. I want to be positive about it. I'm mostly positive about it.
I was thinking, like, the last time we saw something like this happen, where it was like Hollywood's like, hey, I'm just going to rape and pillage this, was really music video directors.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Right?
a great comparison.
Yeah.
Because, like, that was really their
Yeah.
proving ground, you
Yeah.
know, Fincher and
Yeah.
like all those
That was
guys.
like late 90s, mid 90s.
You know, when they played music videos.
Yeah.
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 Mark,
you know.
Mark Bellington
Yeah.
guest at the
Oh,
Horror Fest as
God.
well. He
Spike Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how many like
yeah, you're right.
of your big auteurs today come from that background?
Yeah,
where
For sure.
and before that, like maybe Corman.
Well, before that, it was probably like the Sundance people of like, Tarantino, Rodriguez, Soderbergh.
Well, that's like
and
90s ish. And that's
Yeah,
when
you're
it's
right.
like, you turn on VH1 and go, what? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that era.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's definitely going to be some garbage coming, but excited about the new talents to
Mhm.
get an opportunity like this, because these are huge swings. And I love the new voices and new approaches. And
It's so interesting seeing like Curry Barker talk about when he was talking about his Texas Chainsaw film. He was talking about how much he loves the 2003 one, and he also was talking about. I saw an interview where they said, "What's like the scariest movie you've ever seen?" And he was like, "Oh, it's so basic, but I'm going to say Hereditary." And when I was watching that, I was like, "I saw that movie in theaters less than 10 years ago." And I'm getting older, so it might be a symptom. It might be a symptom of that, but I'm like, things are moving really fast,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing like the movies that I saw in theaters are now becoming the influences on people that are coming up,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's really interesting.
Welcome to the club.
yeah, yeah, that's very damn cool. What do you have coming up? So this is going to air in like early July. Do you have anything in like July that you want
Yes.
to?
So we have been doing a series of film screenings under the name Real Rituals. And so it is public domain genre film screenings. Well, mostly public domain. Donations were the first two.
Very successful.
Well, we've been doing pretty good.
successful.
We've done a few of them so far. The first two were donation based. All of that money goes right back into programming. So we immediately got ourselves our own projector and tech so that, we could go to venues that don't have that set up for us.
Cool.
After that, the last thing we're taking care of right now is audio. After that, it'll go into film licensing. But for now, we're showing a lot of public domain films, and we're doing kind of a presentation about the film's history or the themes beforehand, and afterwards having some kind of discussion. In July, we're going to be at 1020 Collective. It's going to be July 31st, which is a Friday. Doors probably at 5:30, presentation around 7, movie around 8.
What's the film?
It is The Driller Killer, which is very different than what we've been
Nice.
showing. We've been showing 1930s to 50s films. This is going to be a little different, but it's going to be really fun. We can talk about video nasties. And I think it's $10 to get in. Like I said, all that money split between us and the venue goes back into our programming. And there's free popcorn. You can bring your snacks and stuff, and they have a bar. So if you're able to make it, we're just doing that, and we're having a great time just watching movies with people.
Awesome. Are you writing? You working on
Leave me
the
alone.
thing? Okay. All right. Well, thank you both. Yeah. Sorry. Were you gonna add?
No, I was
something?
just gonna say there'll be more information about Erie Horror Fest in the future. We don't
Yeah.
really have a lot that we can share right now, but
It's coming.
yeah, it's coming. Folks know that we're taking 2026 off in preparation for 2027, and I don't think it's too much to share that we'll have some kind of fundraising events happening between now and then. So just keep your eyes peeled on our social media. Really easy to find. It's Erie Horror Fest with 2 E's, and there will be more information about those events in the near future.
Awesome. Yeah. Great fest. Great event. Thank you both so much for being here. This has been a lot of fun.
This was a blast. This
It
was
was,
so much
yeah.
fun. Thank you for
Cool.
having us.
We'll have to do it again.
I'd love to.
Absolutely.
Love
All
to.
right.